Welcome to Sports Life, ladies and gentlemen. Real pleasure to be with you here today for our inaugural Sports Life show. The only source diehard fans trust. And ladies and gentlemen, this isn't your regular sports show. We take every argument, scenario, and statistic and quote to the next level. Now, are we first day quality? No, but I'd say we're pretty close. And now, my fellow panelist, Luke Poor, all-star Dallas Mavericks fan and TCU Horned Frog for all things college. And Lucas Miller, we have here our Los Angeles Ram fan, San Antonio Spurs, and also the Gonzaga Bulldogs, where his sister Logan goes to college. You know, hey, go Zags. All right, so for our first segment here, we're going to have something called Steal. And this is a segment where all of us choose one player that we thought that could have gone a lot higher in the NFL draft and why. Luke?
So, for my player, I chose Jalen Hurts. He went 53rd to the Philadelphia Eagles. The reason I chose Jalen Hurts, in college, he was a good player. He got benched in the middle of the college football playoff championship, which I feel like really hurt his confidence level. But after getting drafted, I feel like his first couple of games, he's going to be used as a Taysom Hill from the New Orleans Saints kind of version. But because of the Eagles' injuries and Carson Wentz, I feel like he'll eventually get his chance this season to play as their starting quarterback, and hopefully he can prove himself then to really prove that he should have been a higher pick than 53.
All right. Thank you, Luke. Great analysis, as always. Now, for my pick, we have another Oklahoma Sooner here, the junior, C.D. Lamb. Now, C.D., as everybody knows, was taken first round, 17th pick overall by America's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. C.D. was a Blitkoff Award finalist, okay, second in the voting, which is the award for the nation's best receiver. That award ended up going to Jamar Chase of LSU. But CD also had 21 touchdowns last year total, had about 4 or 5 kick returning too, had over 3,000-plus receiving yards last year at OU. So, and CD is he really was a leader on this team for OU last year, and I think you'll be able to see that in a Dallas Cowboys receiving corps that really just keeps getting better and better. And now Lucas Miller, our all-star Los Angeles Rams fan. Who did you pick, senor?
Okay, so with in the 2020 NFL draft, I really thought he should have gone higher. I've heard his name a couple times, and he just seemed like a really great player. He was taken 22nd in the second round and 54th overall. His name is AJ Epinesa. And over his in the last 2 years at Iowa, he put up some pretty monster numbers. He had 20 and a half sacks and 8 forced fumbles. Those are pretty good numbers. Those are like some NFL numbers right there. And I really think he's going to be a force in the NFL in the upcoming seasons. And now that he's going to the Buffalo Bills, who knows? He might have a huge impact. I think he will, especially because that division is pretty much wide open now that Tom Brady has gone to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, yeah, that's who I think my steal player is.
All right. Great analysis, Lucas, as always. Very interesting pick. You know, the Iowa Hawkeyes always have a great, solid program with Kirk Ferentz there in Iowa City. So our next segment is Rapid Fire, where Mr. Lucas Miller will be asking me and Luke some questions here about just general sports knowledge and general sports topics. All right. So, Lucas, take it away.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. So for this segment, I've come up with 3 questions to ask Luke and Jeremy right here. I think there's some pretty good questions. They're definitely some hard questions, but they are going to have a minute and 30 seconds each to answer. And let's see what their response is. Personally, I think the third question could get a little heated. So how this is going to work, I'm going to ask the question. Then You two will decide between yourselves who will answer first.
I'm sorry, can I pause this real quickly with some breaking news I just found out?
Oh, yes. Andy
Dalton has signed with the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
He's coming back to Texas, baby.
Oh, my gosh. What are
Dallas
they?
Cowboys.
Are the Cowboys going to trade Dak? Maybe that'll – okay. We'll talk more about this at the end of the show. But, okay, let's get the rapid fire. But thank you, Luke.
Yeah.
Coming in like, whoa.
Thank you. The breaking news. As Mr. Andy Dalton going to Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
Heading back.
That's crazy.
It's old stop and grab.
Okay. Back to rapid fire.
Okay, so for rapid fire. All right. For the first question, despite their injury-filled season, will the Golden State Warriors be a plus 500 team next year? And if so, will they be the team to beat in the Western Conference? All right. A minute 30 on the clock. Who would like to go first?
Jeremy, you can go.
Yeah, sure. I'll start us off.
All right. Jeremy, your time starts now.
All right. So when I look at the Golden State Warriors roster this year, obviously, with the whole NBA season being delayed due to coronavirus, it's kind of tough to judge teams right now. But just judging from the current state, Steph Curry was injured for the guys. The guys obviously had a lot of injuries, a lot of knee, foot, etc. But with the Warriors, it's kind of tough to tell, honestly. I think that they could if they reignite the engine in the Splash Brothers, which is obviously the duo of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You bring back Klay. You still have Draymond, and Draymond's but to his credit, he is athletic, and he can really get out there and swack the ball. So, like I said, if you get Steph and Klay back in there in the Chase Center and really start dropping dimes, then, I think the Golden State Warriors could be a possible 8-seed playoff team.
So they wouldn't be the team to beat, but they would be plus 500 in your opinion.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, Jeremy. Luke, are you ready?
I am.
Your time starts now.
I think they will be plus 500 because Curry and Thompson are going to come back being healthy. They've got a little bit of extra time due to this coronavirus to really do some rehab and stuff. Plus, because of how bad they were this year, they're going to have a top 5 pick in the draft. And they could get someone like James Wiseman, which they really need a big man because Draymond Green has kind of slowed down. So with the Curry, Thompson, and Wiseman lineup, that's a good team. And even Green could come back looking better. Maybe he's slowed down because of Curry and Thompson being out. But I think they will be better. And also, I don't think they will be a team to beat due to the Lakers and, the Clippers in the conference. They're just super teams, and it really depends how they play.
All right, those are some interesting takes. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see them next season. All right, for the second question, we're going to be moving to college football. So, for this second question, what 4 teams will be in the college football playoff next year? Luke, would you like to go first?
I will.
All right, your time starts now.
So, obviously, my number 1 is going to be Clemson. Trevor Lawrence is going to try and prove his case to be the first pick in the 2021 draft. And so, what's better to do that by winning a national title? My number 2, I think I'm going to have to go with Ohio State. Ohio State is a very good team. They usually are. And if they can keep up the pace they've had by making the top 4, I think they will be good. My number 3 team has to be Alabama. They're always good. Lots of good football players go there, and that's how they get recognized by the NFL. I mean, if you play Alabama, you've got to be a pretty good football player. And, you just can never count Bama out. So that's why they are my number 3. And At my number 4, a bit of a surprise, I'm going to go with the Auburn Tigers. No, they're full of surprises. So, college basketball, last year they went to the Elite Eight as I'm not sure what seed they were. Jeremy, do you remember?
I do not, but I mean, I think that they were number 4 or 5 easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were not a top-tier team, but, I mean, they made it to the Elite Eight, and even in the Iron Bowl in 2011 or 2012, we beat Alabama, and, I mean, they're full of upsets and surprises, so
Yeah.
that's my number 4.
Wow, that's an interesting take right there. All right, Jeremy, 1:30 on the clock. Time starts now.
Thank you, Lucas. So for my first pick, we're going to switch it up on you here. We got to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Obviously, I think that they have a really strong quarterback in Justin Fields. Can take off with his legs like Kyler. But I do think that Justin Fields has a better throwing arm than Kyler. Sue me. But you also have J.K. Dobbins returning, I believe. Now Chase Young and I forgot the name of the guy that went to the Bills in the third pick. But 2 major defensive guys leaving. You had a lot of guys go to the draft. But I still think this is going to be a very strong Ohio State team. Ryan Day almost had their Buckeyes going to the national title if they hadn't blown that lead to Clemson in the Fiesta Bowl. So, and then for my number 2 seed, we got to go with the Clemson Tigers. I think Trevor Lawrence is obviously very strong. I think that the ACC has kind of had its ups and downs. Wake Forest was going to be a dark horse for the title, but that wasn't until Jamie Newman decided to take his talents to Georgia. You're going to have North Carolina in there too. That's going to be a dark horse. They have the number 2 recruiting class in the nation right now for 2021, only the second behind Clemson. But obviously Clemson, Dabo Swinney's a great coach. Trevor Lawrence, obviously, and I can't stress this enough, but the fact that quarterbacks rule the game. If you don't have a good quarterback, then you don't have a good team. That's the bottom line. And then number 3, we're going to go with the Wisconsin Badgers. They had a nice Rose Bowl showing, and then lost the Big Ten to Ohio State. They returned their senior quarterback, who he was 8th, I think, last year in the nation in QBR and yards total. You returned a coach who, really has been there for a while, which is good. Which is a good thing. Stability is a good thing, with obviously the college coaching carousel that, goes all around. Did Jonathan Taylor leave? Yes, that is going to hurt. That's a big part of your backfield. But you return a lot of good skill position players. And also the big thing for Wisconsin is that they don't have to play Ohio State in the regular season. Now, they will probably see them in the Big Ten title game. Can they make a run at it? I don't know. You also play Notre Dame, Michigan on the road as well. So that's going to be tough, but, that I don't have a lot of respect for Notre Dame as a football program, and Michigan has kind of been, how shall I say this, up and down, really, with Jim Harbaugh. I really like Jim Harbaugh as a coach, but, I think Wisconsin can really take back the Big Ten. And then for my 4th, we're going to go with somebody out of the SEC here, a real dark horse, but, I got a lot of faith in them. The Tennessee Volunteers. Now, okay, sue me, but Tennessee last year could have easily won 9 or 10 games, okay? And now, yes, they did go 0-4 or 0-5 or whatever, but they finished the year number 24. That's over a Texas team that came in number 9 after Sam Elliott was saying, Longhorn Nation, we're back. But no. Tennessee, though, you end up losing a couple straight. You played Georgia real tough, ended up losing a heartbreaker there. But then, you really started to turn things around. And I got to give credit to Jeremy Pruitt. I thought that this guy was just Jeremy Pruitt was just, kind of another, give him a couple of years and then fire him. But no, you know what? He's really turned this thing around. You really rallied. You won your bowl game by scoring 2 touchdowns in 30 seconds versus a really good Indiana team. Tennessee, they could really flip the switch on the SEC West, especially with the SEC West being weak and now that LSU doesn't have a lot of firepower.
Wow.
Well, thanks, Jeremy. That's a good take. A little over a minute 30, but it was a really interesting answer. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if those predictions unfold to be true. So, if you're watching this video and it's about to be the 2021 college football playoff, comment down below if Luke and Jeremy were right.
Who would you choose as your 1 seed? Just 1 seed. Who would you choose?
As my 1 seed, I'd have to go with Clemson. They still have Trevor Lawrence, and he always gives them a chance. And they did lose some pretty good offensive linemen, some skill players on defense. But I think Trevor Lawrence always gives them a fighting chance in any game just because of his arm and his legs and his just determination to win. And then their defense always finds a way to come up with the big plays. So, yeah, that would be my take on that question. All right, for the final question of Rapid Fire, we're going to try to keep this one under a minute 30, but we'll see what the boys say. All right, so for the final question, could a current NBA team win a 7-game series against the 98-99 Chicago Bulls team? And if so, what team would that be? If not, give me the reason why. Luke, would you like to go first or want to hand this one to Jeremy?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Minute 30 starts now.
Okay, I'm going to say no to that because that Bulls team was just really good. They had Rodman, Jordan, Pippen. I mean, those 3 were just really good together. And this year's NBA season, I mean, there were some good games. There were some good teams, but, it wasn't the most exciting season. Obviously, the Lakers, Bucks, Clippers were the big teams, but I don't think any of those teams could beat that Bulls team. They were just too good. But if I had to say a team that would beat them, I would go with the Lakers just because of LeBron and how, he could definitely make something happen, I feel like.
Yeah, that's an interesting answer. It would definitely be hard to beat that Bulls team. But, Jeremy, what do you think?
I have to agree with my esteemed colleague. I don't really think any team could take the 98-99 Chicago Bulls. The last time that we did see a team with that much potential was the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors. And, they had just brought on Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green was clicking for the first time in 5 million years. And, Steph and Clay, were balling out. And then also Andre Iguodala coming out as a 6-man, doing whatever he wants, doing a lot of plays. But, I don't really think that a lot of teams in the NBA could take on the likes of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, but Dennis Rodman too. But, here's the thing. A lot of teams in the NBA last year, they were mediocre. They're about 500, a lot of them, not a lot of potential, 8 seeds, stuff like that. Even teams like the Mavericks that had a lot of firepower and a lot of hope, but they would probably roll in as a 7th, 6th seed. You're not going to make the run to the conference finals or anything. You may go to the semifinals, but But if there was a team that would take them on, I would have to say the Bucks. I would have to say that the LeBron hype train is slowly dying down. As things happen with major sports athletes, you've seen it with Tom Brady. The fact is, the reason you look at Tom Brady, the only reason why the Patriots got as far as they did was because of their defense. Tom Brady was nearly not as good. Was he good enough to make the playoffs? Yeah, sure. But he was not good enough to go to a conference title game or the Super Bowl. Now, LeBron may have a couple years left in that tank, but he will slowly start dying dead, which is why you look to the young in Giannis and Chris Middleton, and they could, and if they wanted to, I would say that, yeah, they could take on the Bulls.
Well, all right. Those are some interesting responses. And Jeremy, that topic about the older stars of the NFL and NBA, those are whole different questions. I would love to debate in them. Those could get heated.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
LeBron's not slowing down. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean he was poised for an MVP run. It was either him or Giannis, in my opinion. Anyway, Jeremy, you want to take us to our next and final segment?
So, ladies and gentlemen, our third and final segment here of the inaugural Sports Life show is going to be a little thing called SLS, short for Sports Life Signings, very similar to National Signing Day in college football and college sports across the country. We are going to choose 3 teams, each one from the NBA, one from the NFL, and one from NCAA college football. Now, these teams aren't teams that we are fans of. These are not teams that we hate. These are just random teams. And if we draw teams that we hate, you know what? You got to stick with them. It's part of the deal. You got to commit to them. So without further ado, Mr. Luke Porter, would you like to pull up our first league of teams here?
Ladies and gentlemen, this could get interesting just because of our fandom and the teams that we don't like. So you'll see. Okay, let's just see. All right, who will be the first person to see their NBA team that they will have to support?
I say we go Jeremy, Lucas, me.
All right, let's do it. Jeremy, your NBA team that you will be supporting for the next year will be
right here, big money, baby. Right here.
Oh, snap.
Right here. Give me something. Give me something.
Knicks. Kings?
the Sacramento Kings. Okay, not bad.
Okay.
All right, Jeremy. What's some comments on that?
You know, the Kings have, I will say they have been a decently disappointing franchise here. But you know what? No, they have had a lot of they have a lot of promising big men. Okay, you have Marvin Bagley out of Duke. I believe he is still there. He's still there, right? Marvin Bagley.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So I think he can really be a centerpiece, and the Kings always get really good draft picks. You always have really high up draft picks because your season is good. So I think in a couple of years you can really see the Sacramento team doing something, maybe.
Yeah, and with the Aaron Fox.
Oh,
I like the Aaron Fox. I think he's going to be up and coming. Okay, next.
All right.
Lucas.
Who will my NBA team be?
NBA team will be the
Clap it up, boys.
Mavericks.
Ooh, and Mr.
The Dallas Mavericks. Okay.
Please tell us what you have to say about that.
Okay, so being a Spurs fan, this is going to be really hard for me, but, just not to be biased, not to – just let me – okay. So, in speaking in all honesty, the Mavericks are a really good team. They have Luka Doncic. They have Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, yeah.
They have Wesley Matthews.
No, they don't. I'm sorry, but no.
They don't have Wesley Matthews.
Sorry,
Harden. I wouldn't know. I'm not a Mavericks fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. No. As in Jeremy's words. No. Quiet.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. The Mavericks are gonna they're either gonna sign someone in agency summer, or they're gonna make a trade. They're gonna trade some of their point guards for a power forward or a center.
Okay.
And I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs for the next 5 years.
5?
And
okay.
And who knows? Maybe I think the furthest they'll go in the next 5 years is either Western Conference Finals or an NBA championship. I'm not saying they'll win one. I'm not saying that will happen. That's what I think.
Lucas, I have a proposal. If I get the Spurs, can we trade?
No, you cannot. These can't be.
For the sake of the show, as much as it pains me to say it, no.
I did not.
Okay.
All right, Luke Poor. Spin that wheel.
Let's see here what Mr. Luke Paul will draw. And And let's see what Luke Poor comes up with. Maybe he will come up with the Alamo City San Antonio Spurs, possibly.
Okay, I'm not going to look. Give me a hint. Heat?
The home of
I'm fine with that.
Wade.
Okay. So,
You got my boy Jimmy Butler.
bro, yeah. My thoughts on the Heat. The Heat are good this year. They have Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, Tyler Hero or Harrow. I don't really know how to say that name. I think he's going to be an up-and-coming shooting guard. And they also have Kendrick Nunn.
Goran Dragic, too. Is he still there?
They do have Goran Dragic, but I think
And they have Derrick Jones Jr.
Oh my
who
God,
won the
that
dunk.
guy is crazy.
Who won in a debatable dunk contest? That's for another show. We're gonna have to debate about the dunk contest in a whole nother show. But Luke, continue.
I like this Heat team. I think they could do something, in the NBA playoffs, but I don't know if they're finals worthy right now. I think they need to get a good big man that can really just like post up.
Yeah.
Something like Joel Embiid, maybe Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, they do have Miles Leonard.
But he's not amazing. He used to be on the Trailblazers, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy.
Just to recap things here for our audience that is now just tuning in, possibly. We have I drew the Sacramento Kings, and then Mr. Lucas Miller drew Luke Poor's favorite NBA team of the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay, so now we're moving on to NFL teams. Okay, so I will go first.
All right, Luke Poor, your NFL team for the next year that you will be supporting is.
I'm going for the Chiefs or Saints right here. Watch this epic prediction.
Watch you get the Browns.
No.
Oh, that was close. All right, Luke. All right, just your first impressions. What do you have to say about the Jags? Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, we got Gardner Minshew, absolute god.
Gardner Minshew.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even know how to say his name, and that's really the only player I know on this team.
Gardner Minshew, the Minshew mustache.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Minshew Mania.
Gunslinger.
They have Leonard Fournette, but they just declined. They didn't sign him back, so they're probably going to be like one of the worst teams in the NFL. So I'm very excited about that.
Although, speaking of that, Luke, if I could add, I think there have been some rumors that they're trying to get Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see how that plays out. What?
Tank for him. Tank for the man? If we're tanking for Trevor Lawrence, I'm down.
I mean, but you remember, you got to support them throughout the season.
Supporting them means tanking. I'll do that.
If anything supporting-wise. Okay, next person.
We'll just go next. Next, Lucas.
Lucas Miller.
All right.
We know you're a Rams fan.
If I get the Cowboys, I'm leaving the studio.
Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, please.
Or if I
the Cowboys, I'd laugh.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. All right, so the Green Bay Packers, I like that. There'll definitely be a lot to say, and it's going to depend on what happens over the next few months in training camp. And if you don't know, I'm talking about the situation between Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. You see, Brett Favre has been saying, and I don't know if he's been talking to Aaron Rodgers and then been saying this, but he's been saying that he believes Aaron Rodgers will be traded or go to another team because they're just really unsure. Like, everyone who's not in the Packers organization is just really unsure about the quarterback situation. And it should be really interesting to see how it plays out and if Aaron Rodgers will be a Green Bay Packer next season. But, Aaron Rodgers, he is one of my favorite quarterbacks, especially in Madden to use. But, yeah, I'm happy with my pick.
Nice. Okay, Jeremy, you are up right now.
All right, let's see your right now.
Okay, Jeremy.
Let's see what team that you will hop on the bandwagon this time.
Oh, baby, hey, right now we're on the Arizona Cardinals bandwagon, it.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
Jeremy. All All right, Jeremy, say something nice about the Jets.
Yeah. No word.
You have to say something good about the Jets.
They
They have a good potential quarterback.
and running back ish.
So the New York Jets, they got a nice quarterback here and another USC man, as I mentioned earlier, may or may not have mentioned earlier, I forgot. But, USC has always had a talent for developing strong quarterbacks. And Sam Darnold is one of those. They've cleaned house, I believe, and on the bright path to a good future in the AFC.
All right.
Solid.
The final team that we will be supporting. We have this absolutely crazy wheel of college teams of every single college football
team. There is
team.
139 FBS teams in college football. It should be crazy. There is madness. It is what I love about this thing. So
audience, Jeremy knows what he's talking about. If you comment a college football question, he will answer it. He will find the answer. So leave your college football questions in the description in the comment section.
Jeremy,
I'll go first.
Okay, yeah. Lucas, your college football team is I can't even see. It looks like it's like orange or brown, maybe. Colorado.
Okay. I believe they're the Rams, right?
Buffaloes. That's Colorado State.
Buffaloes. So I don't know much about this team yet. I'll have to go do some research. But I know that the Colorado teams, they aren't bad. I know that one of them lost in a game-winning touchdown, but then it ended up not being a touchdown. But anyway, I don't know much about Colorado, but I'm excited for the potential of what they could be. And,
Nice.
Who's next?
I'll go second. Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
All right, Luke.
Oh.
Luke's college football team will be the
Indiana.
The University of Indiana.
The
Okay.
Luke, what's that about the Hoosiers?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if there's a team in Indiana.
Let me help you out here.
Yes, Jeremy talked for me.
So Indiana, they're a strong team. They were last year. They went one of their best records in school history. Indiana, bottom line, they were a really good team last year. They blew a lead in the Gator Bowl to Tennessee, allowed 14 points in 30 seconds. So that has to sting for Indiana. But I think that they'll be able to. I think that Indiana will be able to take some revenge on that. And a Big Ten East that has really kind of been up and down in terms of really good teams.
Thanks, Luke, for that information.
Yeah, I think my team's going to be pretty great. Goal to make a bowl and just win. You know what?
That's a good goal.
Luke.
All right, Jeremy.
Okay.
Last and certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, the college football legend himself, Jeremy, will be supporting the University
Texas?
Of Texas. No way. No way. Okay. If you didn't know, Jeremy is a huge Texas fan. It's unreal how
Okay, for those of you that do not know me, I'm a diehard Longhorns fan. My entire room is burnt orange. I probably got about 6 or 7 different Texas Longhorn sports memorabilia things. I have a 2005 national championship ring. I got a football signed by Mac Brown. I got a football signed by Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell. So the Longhorns have always held a special place in my heart. Having go to games, home games there. My family are season ticket holders. They've been the same seats my family for 60 plus years. But moving on about my life story. Texas. Tom Herman. his seat is hot right now. It is boiling hot. I know that Chris Del Conte is taking some heat for firing the women's basketball coach. So, maybe he'll have some heat to fire Herman. I don't know. The thing about Tom Herman is that, personally, me, I don't think he wants it. Okay? He does not want it. He expects to just sit there and have all these recruits to come to him because it is Texas. It's the big state school. Everybody's going to come to you. Meanwhile, you're able to recruits go out of state and all that. I mean, heck, we just lost a linebacker to LSU, and LSU lost half their team last year to the draft. But Texas, they have a decent schedule. I believe we were ranked 50th in strength of schedule this year for ESPN. And but I really think the big difficulty will be for Tom Herman. He's revamped his entire coaching staff, and we got to really see whether Sam Ehlinger will be able to click with Mike Yurts. And I know he said good things about him in the media, but also, you're the starting quarterback of the Texas Longhorns. You got the national spotlight on you. You got to say good things. You hired the Rutgers former head coach, who I actually really like him. When I looked at his numbers, he did some really good things at Ohio State, turned that defense around. But, you got to really see whether this team, whether this coaching staff is going to come together, whether Tom Herman really wants it or whether you're going to go sit around and just take a little joyride at everything and expect everything to come to you because you're Texas. And so either we could be in Miami, okay? We could be in Miami for the national title game, or we could be back in Houston for the Texas Bowl. What is it going to be? I don't know. I really hope it's Miami. But, Texas is a thing of ups and downs as it has always been. So that's my take on Texas. I'm sorry.
What is that? I've met Sam Ehlinger before.
Yeah, that's crazy. So just to let you know, me and Jeremy are Texas fans. I am also a Gonzaga fan. Luke is not a Texas fan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that comes to an end here of our inaugural Sports Life show. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. Obviously, it's a work in progress, like all things in life. We hope to, really get this thing off the ground running with, great content, great analysis. And we really work to strive to bring you the best coverage in sports besides ESPN. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe. Do your part to fight coronavirus, whether that's wearing masks, staying at home, going out.
We hope you all stay safe and healthy. And we are going to go talk about what the Cowboys are doing. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, thanks for joining us on Sports Life.